Welcome to Alcoa's Warrick operations. We're glad to have you visit with us. To help you enjoy your visit, we've prepared this video to provide vital safety information regarding personal protective equipment, fire and chemical warning procedures, as well as a brief overview of our plant's operations. Safety is Alcoa's #1 priority concerning employees, customers, contractors, suppliers, visitors. In fact, everyone entering the plant. The primary personal protective equipment at Warrick operations involves the hard hat, approved safety glasses with side shields, hearing protection, and metatarsal safety shoes. Finger rings are also required to be removed or taped. Hair which hangs shoulder length or longer is required to be tucked into the hard hat. If your visit involves areas where molten metal is present, you will be required to wear all natural fiber clothing, including a long-sleeve shirt. Your escort or the Alcoan responsible for your visit will advise you concerning these requirements. Due to the high electrical conductivity of the pot room area, persons wearing pacemakers are not allowed to enter this area. If you're going to the pot rooms, it is recommended that you not bring along watches and credit cards. The high amount of electrical activity has been known to damage these devices. As you enter the plant, you quickly notice the many vehicles that are operating inside and outside of buildings. The size and shape of many of these large industrial vehicles many times limit the view of the operators. You as a pedestrian must be fully aware of these vehicles as you move about the plant. Inside and outside the buildings, you will notice many walkways are painted green. These walkways are designated for your safety and should be used wherever possible. In some areas, the green walkway is interrupted by red. It is in these red areas where vehicles are likely to be crossing the walkway and requires your full attention. These walkways are to be used as you move through the plant from one area to another. Should you need to depart from the walkway, you must be wearing the proper personal protective equipment. Obviously, you'll see lots of aluminum in various stages of production. Please do not touch the aluminum. The temperature of the aluminum will vary throughout the production process, and unlike other metals, aluminum appears basically the same when it is hot as it does when at room temperature. So to be safe, do not touch aluminum in the production areas, even though you may think it is okay to do so. As with any large industrial facility, hazards exist throughout. Warrick Operations is equipped with emergency vehicles and emergency response trained personnel, including medical personnel. Should you find yourself in an emergency situation and need to summon assistance, the Warrick Operations emergency telephone number is 4333. This number is to be used only in an emergency. You'll be asked to describe your emergency, give your location, and remain on the telephone until advised by the plant protection officer that you may terminate the call. The ingot department is one location where there is a potential for aluminum dust explosions. However, the chance of this occurring is very slight, as stringent welding and burning practices are adhered to in this area. There are 2 highly hazardous chemicals used at Warrick in great enough quantities to warrant your attention. Chlorine, a yellowish-green, heavier-than-air gas, is used in the ingot plant to isolate impurities from the molten aluminum. Sulfur dioxide is used in Building 877 to process chromium waste. Both sulfur dioxide and chlorine are irritating to the breathing passages. Prolonged exposure could result in extensive lung damage. If your visit involves entering restricted areas where either of these chemicals are in use, you will receive additional training, including the use of an escape respirator. In the unlikely event of an accidental chemical release, a chemical warning alarm will sound, and you will be advised to evacuate the area. The chemical emergency warning alarm produces a high-low sound similar to a European police siren, followed by voice instructions. Should a release occur, move upwind, away from the area. Another alarm that may require your attention while at Warrick operations is the fire alarm. This alarm involves a slow whoop, which may be followed by voice instructions. If you are in the immediate vicinity of a fire, you will only hear the slow whoop sound, and you must evacuate away from the fire area. If you are in another area of the plant, you would hear the alarm and then a voice message describing the location of the fire, plus any instructions specific for the area where you are located. In some areas, you may have to move closer to an alarm speaker to clearly hear the voice instructions. The final audio alarm that you might encounter during your visit is the severe weather alarm. This alarm is a steady tone and is used to indicate the possible presence of severe weather in the area, more specifically, a tornado warning. Should you hear this alarm, look for the nearest shelter and evacuate to that shelter as soon as possible. Let's quickly review some of the important safety rules. Always wear the proper personal protective equipment. Stay on the scooter or in designated walkways unless you are directed by your escort or the Alcoan responsible for your visit. Always be aware of nearby vehicles and overhead cranes. Recognize and respond to the emergency warning system. We hope you enjoy your visit at Warrick Operations and that you will make safety your #1 priority. Have a safe day.